If you're looking for someone to talk trash about Madam Web, you have come to the right place. This is BogusBird from the SF Files, and I'm here to give you my completely brutal and honest opinion about this movie. I wanted to give it a fair chance. I was not excited to see Madam Web. I didn't want to watch it. I didn't want to pay to watch it. If it was a free on Peacock or whatever, then yeah, I'll watch it. But I did not want to pay for it. I did this for you. Now let me share my pain with you. Madam Web is a different kind of superhero movie. Madam Web starts off, the story it had a lot of potential. I'm going to say that. It had a lot of potential. The story is about Madam Web, Cassie, who is played by Dakota Johnson. She is a paramedic. She hates people, but her field, she is helping people. And by that, you'll see when you watch this for free much later on. Don't pay for this. Don't go watch this in theaters. When you watch this, you will see a scene where a little kid goes up to her and is like, "Thank you for saving my mom. Here's a picture I drew for you." She was like, "Nope, get that thing away from me." This is basically what happened here. She's trying to pawn it off to her partner, Ben Parker, who's just kind of there, by the way, Ben Parker. But yeah, Cassandra, she's just like, "Nope, not having it. I'm an awkward person, an awkward adult." Her character comes off really weird, like just really weird vibes from the beginning. It's supposed to start her arc of I'm changing into I'm becoming a better person. I'm Madam Web, but wow, what a no, I hated it. I hated her character. But anyways, she ends up dying and she gains the ability to see glimpses of the future. She can't control it, and she sees these three girls. She sees these three girls. She visions their death, and she tries to change it. She realizes that this future that she's seeing is not set in stone, and she has the ability to change the future. So she takes it upon herself to try and save these girls' lives. It sounds more interesting than what it really is, because Sony put out this shiny turd of a movie, but then no, they what they gave us is not. It was not interesting. It was not fun. It was not enjoyable. Those are 2 hours that I can never take back. Throughout the film, basically she's babysitting. She's playing detective mode. Like, oh, why is this guy Ezekiel, the guy in the black Spider-Man-esque suit, who they call Spider Guy? Ceiling Guy. Yeah, they call him Ceiling Guy because they don't want to say Spider-Man like ever in this whole film. And then Cassie finds out who she is and she becomes Madam Web. She starts to control her powers more, and she faces off against Ezekiel. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with Madam Web, which I'd imagine is a handful of people, and even myself included, like I remember her from the Spider-Man animated series back in the 90s. She's the older woman. She's paralyzed from the neck down. Her power is basically her mind. She's a whole different character. This is not what Sony gave us. Maybe, you know what? No, that's not fair to say. She's starting to build possibly into that character. Maybe. I don't know. But this origin story of her is just so... Oh, it is executed so badly, man. Oh, man. Spider-Man is one of my favorites, one of my favorite heroes. Okay, not just because Tom Holland, just growing up in the '90s, Spider-Man animated series. That was my jam, dude. That and the X-Men, and no, man, they beefed it hard. They beefed it hard with Madam Web. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's talk about some good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good. Oh, she made me laugh once. When she was like, "Oh, I have spider powers. Let me try and climb this wall." Falls. It was funny. I'll admit that it was pretty funny. Okay, something else. Something good. Dakota Johnson looks pretty good in tights. That I'm reaching. I'm reaching here. I'm seriously having trouble trying to come up with something good.
A few moments later.
Okay, back to the story. The story was it had potential. It really did. It was interesting. I wanted to know where the story led, but once we got there, I wanted to go back. Oh man, it's that bad. It's really bad. I can't. No. I'm saving it. Good stuff. Adam Scott, he plays Uncle Ben in this. He's kind of a minor character. You don't really do much with him, but you know what? For what he had, the guy did a good job. He ran his role pretty damn well. He did what he had to do. He was believable. I'm a little surprised that he was such a minor character. He just felt like a background character, like he was there. Like, hey, we got Uncle Ben in here. And then that's as far as we got. Ezekiel, the villain, played by Tahar Rahim. The guy, you know what? I think he had a good look. He had the good look of Ezekiel. Like if you look at the comics, the guy pulled it off. He had that foreign accent. He was like from Brazil or something, and the guy sounded foreign. I mean, the guy looked good. Although I will say that his ceiling guy was very inconsistent. He was incredibly fast, way too fast. I'm talking about, he was in the middle of the city and he found himself in the outskirts of the city within minutes. The guy's not a spider swinger. He's not swinging like Spider-Man does. How? Okay, yeah, he had his car. Like he rode a Corvette, okay. But even so, when he was in his suit, the guy is like traveling incredibly fast, way too fast. And maybe I'm just misremembering this, but I could swear that in scenes where he jumps into the screen, I hear spider webs. Like Spider-Man swinging, like I hear spider webs. He does not have spider webs. I don't know why they added that effect. It didn't fit. It didn't work. The guy's too fast. Like he had to be here in specific moments to get the story going, and the guy's moving too fast for what he's supposed to be. No, inconsistent. But I would say that he had his really cool power. Like he grabs someone, as long as he's holding somebody, touching them, like he's poisoning them, like he's releasing this venom there, right? Like he's just killing somebody. It's kind of like a spider would do, right? Like a venomous spider. I thought it was really cool. Different. It was a really cool effect, and I liked it. I thought it was pretty cool for a villain to have. And the girls, they played a pretty good teenagers. They looked young. They looked like teenagers. They were dressed like teenagers, and they did a pretty decent job. I didn't really care for them. Like this is not a dig on them, but the script didn't make them stand out. Maddie Franklin plays Celeste O'Connor, and she probably stood out the most, but mostly because she was kind of a mega brat. I wanted to use another B word there, but YouTube purposes. She was a mega brat. She was an a-hole. I did not like her very much. She's just kind of like, ugh, why are you a main character? Ugh, I don't want to see you on film. Like she was unlikable. She had a couple funny lines, sure. And then as she's warming up to the team of the girls, she started to become tolerable. I wouldn't say I liked her. She was tolerable. That's not what I want to watch on screen. Like, I don't want to sit there for 2 hours and tolerate a character. Like, no, it was just, no, get out of here. No. And the other two girls were just kind of there. They were just playing follow the leader. And good thing though, they look good in tights. All 5 seconds that they're in the film. Yeah, you heard that right. They're in the film for 5 seconds in costume. Okay, I'm exaggerating. Maybe a total 2-3 minutes. They're in costume. That's it. The trailer was all about them in costume. No. Big no. You probably see the majority of scenes in the trailer in costume. It was a big fat lie. I was lied to, and I didn't appreciate that. I was going to have a bad section, but like everything good that I have to say about it, I just have something bad to say about it. I can't not say anything good about it without bringing up the bad stuff. It was just, it's very frustrating because I'm trying to not give this such a negative viewpoint, but I can't. There's so little good to say about this film and so much bad. It is highly unbalanced of how unenjoyable this movie is. And let's skip to the end without giving away too much. She's on her way to figuring out her powers. She visits this tribe that is basically a tribe of Spider-Men. living out in the jungle. There are multiple people with Spider-Man powers. It just, in my opinion, it makes Spider-Man feel less unique. Like Spider-Man, he's the only one of his kind, plus the other Spider characters that show up later. But no, there's a whole tribe of them somewhere in the world, hidden away. Just makes it feel a lot less. Sony's kind of like, oh, if we can't have our Spider-Man, then we have a tribe of Spider-Men. Hey, no, it doesn't. It's not the same. It's not the same. I didn't like it. And then they kind of give Madam Web that Dragon Ball Super arc where it's like, I know nothing about my powers, to bam, next day, I'm Madam Web. I control all. I have additional powers. I can do this and that. And it didn't feel right. The pacing didn't feel right. It moved on way too fast. There was no way that she could face off against Ezekiel, basically a Spider-Man without the swinging. The man, Ezekiel, he had the strength. He had the senses. He had the abilities. He had the agility. He's basically a Spider-Man. And no, man, she did not have the abilities. She didn't have the capabilities to face off against him. But guess who wins? Madam Web pulls it off, pulls it out of her ass. The end sequence is just, no, it doesn't make sense. Story-wise, it didn't make sense. Pacing didn't make sense. Power sets didn't make sense. And the girls at this point, slight spoiler, they don't have spider powers. At the end of the movie, they do not have their powers. So it's just Madam Web facing off against Ezekiel. I'm not making this up. The writing was just all over the place with this thing. It was just, I know it's a movie. It's not real. You're supposed to let loose, turn your brain off, enjoy. I can't, not with this, suspending the disbelief. It was just too much that I'm supposed to let go. The execution is just all wrong. The way they did it, I can't let it go. They did it all. It was all wrong. And it really is a shame because the story had potential. Back to that, it really had potential. It was interesting at first. I wanted to know. I wanted to give it a chance, a real chance to like this film, and it just, Sony, you did it again. It's not a good thing. Sony did it again. They just give us a Spider-Man-esque film and they trash it. This is just not the way to do it. Overall, I have to say that this film, let me rate it. I'm going to give this a solid 2 out of 10. It's bad. It's bad. I'm hearing people say that it's worse than Morbius. I mean, they're pretty close. They're pretty close. Morbius was bad, but at least I could sit through that and say that I was entertained. And I cannot say that I was really entertained with Madam Web. I wanted to leave. I was ready to go. When that movie ended, I was so done. I wanted that night to end. I was so over it, dude. But anyways, are you going to go watch Madam Web? Are you going to pay to watch Madam Web? Don't do it. I'm letting you know now. If you did, if you suffered through that film with me, let me know down below. Am I wrong? Am I being too harsh? Do you agree? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Hey, if you liked it, that's cool, man. I didn't like it. But if you do, that's cool. That's cool with me. Let me know down below why you think I'm wrong and tell me why you liked it. And we'll have a nice little discussion. That's all I got for you today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed me rambling on about how bad this movie was, give me a like, hit that subscribe, stick around, and we'll catch you on the next one.